Hello and welcome to FPSKivotos. I'm your host Bridge, and let's get started. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about everyone's favorite leader of the seminar committee. And of course, I'm talking about Rio and her 1911. As always, we're going to go over the similarities and differences, and we're going to briefly talk about the battle animations because she's a support character, so she doesn't actually use her firearm. So I'm just going to show you a quick thing about her animations, and we'll move on to the conclusion. So hopefully, this is a little bit of a shorter episode for everybody. But I'll go into a little bit more detail, the process of everything that made the gun the gun. And as always, first things first, we're going to talk about the similarities. Here is Rio's 1911. Who doesn't know what the 1911 is, right? You know, 2 world wars, many wars since then, and it's just a very good, reliable 45 ACP. If you're going to pick up a 45 ACP, if you're an American, this is the one that you start with, really, you know, for most people. You know, you start with the one that has the highest reputation of just being cool, you know, and it's a blast. It's an absolute blast to shoot, and I'm really glad to have one of these in my collection. But anyway, moving on, let's talk about the similarities. So we're going to start from the bottom here. We have the grip modules. These are custom 3D printed grip modules. I did have an individual, I'll post him right here. He helped me design the grip module. He did an absolute fantastic job, and he basically got all the details that I wanted. Obviously, we have the lightning, you know, strike. It's not really a lightning, but you know what I mean. The lightning curve right here, as well as the 3 hashes on both sides of the gun, and it turned out fantastic. It's what puts together, you know, her gun, because those are, you know, it's what she holds, right? You know, it's the grip module, you know. That's something that you're always going to have to see, and you're always going to have to like bear in mind, right? And they turned out fantastic. So I had him 3D model these, and then I sent those files over to a Etsy store, and they printed them out for me, and they fit nice and perfect on the original grip module areas. I will say one gripe that I do have with them is that they are flat, or like, you know, they're not curved like most 1911 grips are. So it's a little bit, it kind of digs into my hand a little bit when I go to shoot, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. I could also just wear gloves, but I'm really, really happy with the way that these grips turned out, and it puts it all together. The other thing I had done is the actual frame itself is painted black. So the original version of this is a Rock Island 1911. It's imported from the Philippines. The color of this is like a more grayish color. I'll probably pull up a picture here right now, kind of like the standard 1911 GI color. And as you can tell with Rio's, hers is like a 2-tone, not really two, I think it's just like straight 1 color black, but I decided to go with a 2-tone black, and I think it turned out really good. On the lighting in the camera, you can see it like glows a little bit, but it's a matte, like satin black color with the gunmetal, you know, just the slide isn't painted. Well, this part of the slide is painted, but you know what I mean. The rest of it isn't painted, so it kind of contrasts really well with those 2 colors, and I think it turned out really good. As for the last thing, I told you this is going to be a really quick episode, is the laser engravings. Yes, these aren't stickers, these are actually laser engraved. It's probably one of my favorite things I think I've gotten done for any of my guns. I actually got the Millennium logo as well as the 4 dashes right here. Kind of like they're lights, right? But obviously I can't do that. Those are visible right there, completely engraved by a local shop, like a very, very local shop. Like literally went to the guy's house, went to his garage, and we worked on it together. And he was an absolutely incredibly nice person. He's a state trooper in my area, so he was really kind about, you know, getting everything worked on, and it turned out great. Local shop, like I said, and it's always nice to support local businesses. It cost me about $150, which is actually, in my opinion, not that bad. If I went to go buy my own laser engraver, it'd be like $200 some, and I have to figure out how to get everything set up, yada, 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 all that good stuff. So I'd rather, you know, support a local business. So obviously I can't link that if I wanted to, you know, dox myself essentially. So, you know, I can't really link that anywhere, but, you know, if you find it, you find it, right? Obviously, I'm going to give him a 5-star review because he made this turn out fantastic. And Joe, I'm sending this to you. If you're watching this, thank you so very much for making this become a reality for me. Because when it comes to like the importance of the design overall, this is first, and then it's the grips. Like, in my honest opinion, these are what make or break this entire build, and they turned out fantastic. Now, originally, we did just engrave the bottom ones here. These are actually painted. I did separate them. It made it a little bit easier for me to actually get the proper amount of space in between so they could actually be noticeably disconnected from each other. And honestly, as for the only difference that it has, it doesn't have the full rail here to accommodate like a light or something, because I didn't really want to add that, and it was just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if there's like, I know there's like full dust cover 1911 stuff like that, right? But not having that there does not make or break this entire thing. So it is what it is at the end of the day. As for the shooting experience, as you've seen in all the firing footage, it's 45 ATP. It hits hard, and it's an absolute blast to shoot. One-handed, two-handed, whatever way you want to shoot it. It just feels good. But with all that out of the way, we'll either quickly talk about her EX skill or we'll go straight to the conclusion. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll see you guys in a second. If you guys have been enjoying this episode so far, please make sure to load your 1911 with 230 grain FMJ and get ready to start learning how to shoot drones with it, because god damn it, in this day and age, you're gonna have to learn how to shoot a drone with literally anything. And make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button and hit the notification bell to know when I upload every single time. And now, the conclusion. As I said, this is probably a pretty short episode, all things considered. Usually the support episodes are on the shorter side. Thank you so much for watching. It's always an honor. Thank you for 6,000, at least at the 6,000, oh my god. At the time of this recording, 1,665 subscribers. Not the funny number yet. Thank you so very much for liking and enjoying my content. I know it's been a little bit since I last uploaded it. I mean, I do say I upload every 2 to 3 months, right? Give or take, but I always like actually having stuff ready to go, generally speaking. But from the bottom of my heart, as always, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me that you guys even just decide to stop by. Do have a couple more things in the works. Got a lot of VTuber stuff that I'm actually finishing up as well. And then I'm also getting stuff paid off for layaway for different actual Blue Archive projects. As of the time of this recording, Wild Hunt, the most recent Wild Hunt event came out, and they have some of the interesting Italian firearms, so maybe I can see if I can find some of those and actually do videos for those girls. They're very, very pretty designs for the girls too, and some of the guns are kind of easy to get, some of them not so much, like that one girl that has that weird cartel origin gun that I'm never, ever in a million years gonna get. I guess I can plug it here. I do have a Patreon. I do need to upload there more often. I have 3 different tiers. I believe it's $1, $5, and $10 or $15. I don't remember exactly. I need to look at it again. If you guys want to head over there, I do want to start putting more behind the scenes stuff there, early access, and then at the end of the episode, especially for like the $10 or the $15 tier, I don't remember exactly which one it is, a shout out or like, your name in the credits and stuff like that. It's just, any little bit helps, because this whole thing is expensive, from buying the gun, getting the paint, getting the design, getting things designed in the first place. It takes a lot of money, and I don't really see it back because A, don't have sponsors, B, small channel, C, it's gun content. So, you know how it goes sometimes. Things have been well for the most part, so we're chugging along, and hopefully soon we can see more interesting Blue Archive guns or VTuber customs that come on out. But like I said, I'll link the Patreon in the description if you guys want to help me in any way. If I do get more people that join the Patreon, I will try to be more diligent on actually posting stuff there. At the moment, I've only got 1. Thank you so much, Mika. I know maybe you're watching this. Thank you for subscribing and donating to me. It means a lot to me. Like I said, any little bit helps, and I'll try my best to upload there more often to actually give incentives to you guys to support me, financially. But like I said, anything helps. Liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. But with all that out of the way, I've been your host, Bridge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.